So, hello everybody. My name is Theron Boyer, and I'm here to present on the movie The Wailing, um, released in 2016. Its Korean name is Gokseong. Here's the was one of the trailers for the movie.
이렇게 소문이 바다한 말이오. 무슨 이유가 있는 거요? 이유가
요새 자꾸 동네에서 사람 죽어나가는 거. 그놈이랑 뭔 연관이 있는 거요?
싹 다 그 양반 영혼에 생긴 일들 아니오.
여기다 뭔 일이 다냐 그래?
요소 다 죽어붙었어.
직접 본 거야?
한번 봤지?
맞는가?
이 뭐가 이제 이거 뭐야 이거?
아따.
자네 며칠 전에 만나면 안 되는 것을 만난 적 있지? 자네가 그곳을 건드리고 그랬어?
똑같대요 증상이. 그 사람들이. 그놈이 자꾸 눈에 빼는 것은 그놈이 자꾸 찾아갖고 빼는 것이라. 피를 말려 죽이려고.
그놈은 그냥 미끼를 던져본 것이고 자네 딸내미는 그곳을 확 물어본 것이요.
내 눈깔을 직접 봐야 쓰겠다.
So I think that trailer definitely makes the movie seem a little more action packed than it actually is. I mean, it's a horror movie and it's a pretty slow one at that. So not to say there's no intense moments in it, but it's definitely not like an action movie like the trailer kind of gave off. So the plot of the movie is that there are a series of murders and deaths that begin to take place in the small village of Gokseong. As police officer Jong-gu, this guy right here, begins to investigate these murders, he begins to suspect something supernatural may be occurring. So the initial suspect of the killings is a Japanese man who recently moved into the woods outside the village. However, as the murders begin to become more personal to Jong-gu, he slowly loses his grasp on his sanity. I'm not going to say everything that happens say what happens in the end, but I'll just say that nothing is ever what it seems in this movie. There are a lot of twists and turns. Some film facts: it was written and directed by Na Hong-jin, this guy right here. Gokseong is the Korean title of the film, and it's the name of the village. And so they changed it into English to The Wailing because that appeals more to an English audience who wouldn't really care about some random name that they have no idea what it means. It's a horror and mystery movie. I'd say it's both of these because it's scary and you're working alongside the investigator, the police officer trying to investigate these killings, and you're learning as he is. So the budget was $8 million, and they made 51 million. So very successful and very well critically acclaimed. Na Hong-jin won Best Director for this film at the 37th Blue Dragon Film Awards, and the film won the Top Films of the Year award at the Korean Association of Film Critics. It's got a 7.4 on IMDb, a 99% on Rotten Tomatoes, and 81% on Just Watch. I'd say it's definitely not as bad as a 7.4, probably not as good as a 99%, and better than an 81%. My personal rating, I'd say, is definitely like a 94. 9.4 out of 10. So these are the main characters. Jong-gu, Officer Jong-gu, is played by Kwak Don-ho right here, and his daughter is played by Kim Hwan-hee right here. This guy is a shaman that they hired to help get rid of the curse in the village, and he's played by Hwang Jun-min, and his name in the movie is Il-gwang. So the Japanese man in the movie is played by Jun Kunimura, and he does a great job. Very excellent acting. He's very creepy, mysterious, and I can't say too much else. So this is Chun Woo Hee, and that's the actress name, and she plays Well, I can't really tell you because you'll have to watch the movie to find out. It's a major spoiler, and it's almost a spoiler even calling attention to her. So just watch the movie. So the first cultural component that I found in the movie was sentiments towards Japan. So this movie obviously features the Japanese man as the supposed main villain, and like the orchestrator of all the harm and evil being done to the village. He's one of the first suspects actually because he's not from Korea and he must be up to no good. So many believe that this movie reflects anti-Japanese sentiments in Korea that stem from Japan's rule over Korea that lasted a long time and was very harsh and bloody. And it's never stated if Na Hongjin's intentions were to be anti-Japanese or to call attention to Japanophobia in Korea. But it might also be that he didn't mean for that at all. However, I personally believe that there was a deliberate reason that the villain was a Japanese man. So the second cultural component was Protestant Christianity, and so religion and supernatural are main focuses of the movie, particularly showcasing a blend of Christianity, shamanism, and Shintoism. And one of the supporting characters in the movie is actually a church deacon in the village that he speaks Japanese because he lived in Japanese for a couple years. Interestingly, he's actually only sought after to translate instead of performing some sort of exorcism or cleansing the village with holy water. I always find the spread of Christianity to Korea to be very interesting, as I grew up practicing Protestant Christianity, and I think that how far religions can spread is super interesting to look at. And so Korea is actually the country in East Asia that practices Christianity the most. Couldn't find the clip of there's a clip in the movie where they're in the Christian church, but here's a quick clip of them at the Japanese man's house, and here's the deacon right there. You can see he's wearing his garb, and he's just there to translate at this point. He's not there for anything religious. You can see his outfit right there. So the third cultural component was shamanism, and Korean shamanism is featured heavily in this movie, as it is seen as like the only way to get rid of to rid the village of the curse brought upon it. Korean shamanism is called Mugyo and is an animistic religion that believes in many gods and deals in countless rituals. Several of these rituals are seen in the film, where music and dance is accompanied by animal sacrifice. Shamans are called mudong, but I couldn't quite tell how they were referring to the shaman as in the movie. There's a point where you see Jung-gu getting a call from the shaman, and it has his contact as the shaman, but I could not. I tried to, but I couldn't figure out what the Korean characters were there. So this aspect of the movie was interesting to me because it showed me, Korean religion before Buddhism and Christianity were spread to the country. Here's a little clip of the ritual. It splits in between the Korean ritual and the Japanese Shinto ritual that are going on at the same time. And I'll stop it before it gets a little bit graphic. So the special film feature that I found that was used most heavily was Heavy Rain. It's found throughout the entire movie, and specifically whenever like a murder or a killing is found, it being investigated. When anything bad happens in the movie, it's raining. Now it might just be because Korea is a very rainy country, but I think it's effectively adding and being used to add to the dark and dismal tone and ambience of the movie. it's heavy rain too. It's never really drizzling or anything. And I think, it gets worse and worse as the movie goes on to show how much worse things are getting. So I think that this movie is amazing. It is a masterful horror movie, and it was really unnerving in a lot of parts. It is slow, but it's methodical, and a lot of the horror elements are not overdone or cheesy. There's no crazy jump scares that are just, really not scary at all. Um, if you liked Parasite, you'll definitely like this. It leans more on the horror side, and it's a little more graphic than Parasite, but definitely a good movie. Um, and it also had some of the most beautiful shots of rural Korea that I've seen. I mean, great shots. Here are my references to information about religion, shamanism, Christianity, and Japanophobia in Korea. So my discussion questions are, do you know of any shamanistic beliefs like found in your or your family's culture, pagan shamanistic beliefs? And do you think that anti-Japanese sentiments in Korea are justified by, the past occupation? Or do you think that they have no place in modern society? I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say about these, and that was my presentation. And I hope you all have a great Christmas break.